The first few days, they were pretty hard and they were exciting at the same time. Hard in the sense that I was coming from being a helicopter broker to start doing spray foam insulation and being the applicator and learning about it. So it was a whole new industry. Now I was working with my hands instead of being sitting in a computer and in the phone. So the idea started cultivating in 2008, and some of the work. He went into spray foam insulation right away, and I came right after to pretty much start. We wanted to build a business that concentrated in efficient building envelopes. There was certain love to doing something with my hands that I was really enjoying, but I found it hard, right? I wasn't used to it, so days were long and hard. But overall, we were excited about starting a new company, so that kept us going and wanting to learn more, everything we could about it. So the fact of wanting to learn is something that keeps you going. Life in Colombia was good. It's a beautiful place, beautiful country. I was a lucky guy with a lucky family that gave me studies and all the stuff, and so it was good. But it was all Colombians at the time. We were not open to globalization, so everybody around me was a Colombian, and we have really little tourism and cultures, all the cultures in our country. So as much as life was good, it wasn't bringing me any international exposure.
It started before I even joined it. It started in 2008. I believe, and I have the opportunity to start it here in Saskatoon, and I had the opportunity to join it in 2015. So when I came, it was already history written there. I knew about the company before even coming here, but yes, I do remember 2015 how it was. The dynamics have changed a little bit, but for the most part, the core is still there.
There's been a couple of times, kind of cycles that we have noticed that the business have picked up. The first cycle came on year number 2 or 3, where we had way more accounts and we were just now looking for people and to get more insulators out and stuff. And that's kind of the first wave. Then we went into commercial and kind of took off to another level. For years 1 and 2 was pretty slow. And again, around year 3, it started picking up again. We start picking up again the residential, commercial accounts. And since then, it has not stopped, right? It's just been picking up. We needed more people.
It was definitely 3 years after we restarted again. When we start acquiring more customers, they start coming naturally. When we start growing our staff, and more challenges too. And it was concentrated on insulation, residential insulation mainly. Eventually start picking up to other areas, not related necessarily to insulated, but related to the construction services and to the envelope protection, meaning fire protection services, more roofing, and other services that were at the time to offer at the beginning.
More of Magnus Construction when we returned, only here on SK Asian Connection. We're back here on SK Asian Connection. We now continue with our talk with Magnus Construction and find out what makes them an award-winning company. Let's watch this.
Few months into the business, so maybe a year into the business, we realized that we needed to offer other services like fiberglass bath insulation or rock mineral insulation, as that's what the customers wanted, especially the regular builders that want to keep costs down. So that kind of opened the idea that we needed to go in through other services and other products. And so at one point then we just started looking into different products, and we started adding more services and more products to Magnus.
The need was there and the opportunity was there to grow the portfolio beyond insulation it was a need to match that. So it's okay, we are doing more than insulation, so we definitely need to tell the people, tell the community that we are a construction service company, and let them know that we are integrating and offering all these other services beyond the insulation scope. So that's when we decided, okay, let's stick to the name that properly embrace all the other stuff.
So we went from Magnus Insulation to Magnus Construction just because we were offering more things than insulation. We realized the envelope is not just about insulation, but about your insulation and your interior, right? You have your drywall, you have your sound, you have textures, paint, you have a soundboard, other things that are related still with the envelope towards the interior. And then towards the exterior, you still have air barriers and continuous insulation, and soon exterior insulation and exterior itself. Then we have the roofing. So we have to go into roofing too, because roof is part of the envelope, right? And the attics, and so we have to add the roofing to it. And then the foundations and how to make them more efficient. So we still do the spray foam insulation for the foundations, either in the outside or the inside of the foundations. But there's other products, damp proofing, waterproofing, and specific coatings that are also used for the basements and foundations, and they are part of the envelope. So as we were learning and getting more and more knowledge about how to make efficient envelopes, we have to integrate those services into the company.
And with a big responsibility ahead. That definitely put the bar a little bit higher internally, so that's good. That's a good challenge too.
So it was exciting at first. We were not expecting it, but after that, it felt really good. Certain concern about why we win, right? Comparing to these big companies. So it took a while to sink in, and then I realized that the true why we won this is because the hard effort we have put over almost 14 years. More than just growing a company for profitability, we have really focused on the people as our number one core value. And we have taught many people in CEO, like over 250 people have gone through our company that with knowledge of insulation or have learned about insulation, and now they're doing their own thing. So I guess that's been a big thing that we have done for the community in the search of training employees and trying to keep employees and all the stuff. And then other things that we have done for the community.
Among several things, one is resilience. We go down and we bounce up again, and we just embrace that. We just embrace that sometimes things are not gonna go as expected, and we just need to keep going. So that resilience definitely has helped a lot. Would be thank you, a big thank you. And also want to say that this is our community, this is home for us, and we will be here for them. We will be here for this community. So a lot of things coming ahead we're working for that we hope to serve. And that's what we want. We want to serve here for a long time, for many more years ahead. So we will see you.
But once you learn how to lose, and then once you learn how to come back and fight again and keep going, there's certain strength within that allows you to keep going. Then other things come to the table. The commitment to our guys, to guys that work as hard as we do, and that have helped us to be where we are. And then you have the commitment with these guys and their families and everybody around you, right? So that commitment itself is something that helps us to keep going.